On this episode of Gun Talk Hunt, we're talking to Eric Bender of Kifaru International and talking about the new pack. It's a Scabbard, so hang on tight and learn all about it.
Hey, I'm KJ, dedicated lifelong hunter here. If you got an interest in all things hunting, you're in the right spot. Whether chasing quail across the plains of Oklahoma or in pursuit of elk in the backcountry of British Columbia, you'll always find me on the hunt.
This Gun Talk Hunt is brought to you by EOTECH, Rossi, Ruger, Timney Triggers, Range Ready, and Vortex. All right, welcome in, Gun Talk Hunters. I'm your host, KJ, and today we have Eric from Kifaru. And Eric, welcome in.
Thanks, sir.
Dude, welcome in, dude. Okay, so we're out here. We're shooting the NRL hunter match out of Price, Utah. Yep. Out at, was it North Springs?
Great range. Awesome range.
Dude, if I had that in my backyard, I would freaking light it up.
Oh, yeah. No, I'd be there after work every day.
Yeah.
I would have...
Why wouldn't you?
I'd have my cowboy action gear.
You're a cowboy action guy?
I've shot with them in Lander a couple of times, and I've just shown up at the range when they're going. And really welcoming dudes. They'll come over and they're like, yeah, you want to run the full course? And, they got their garb on, and they're like, my name's Dirty Dick McGinty, but really I'm Bob, and I'm a banker. But they love it, and great group of dudes, and it's a ton of fun.
I would not picture you as a cowboy action guy, not gonna lie.
Tell you what, you do it a couple of times, and you start thinking, it's like, what's in my safe that I could pull this off? Do I have a lever? Do I have can I just use my double action, my single double action revolver?
So what is your cowboy name?
Oh, Jesus, I don't know.
What would your cowboy name be?
Oh, man, I haven't put too much thought in it. If I put that much thought into it, I start going down that rabbit hole, man.
I know, you and me both. So there's different classes in this NRL, dude, I have the hardest time saying that.
Yeah.
NRL hunter match.
Yeah.
There's pro, there's amateur, there's different classes, whether it's factory or ultralight or heavy.
Or heavy. So I think it's up to 16 pounds for heavy, 12 and minus for light, and then factory class for just off the shelf
guns, that's what I'm shooting, but we're shooting skills.
Right.
So with skills comes a little bit of help if you want it.
Yeah. You could drink from the fire hose if you want. You could say, I'm doing
I've done
the
that.
light pro. Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm venturing out and saying, you know what? If I will ask for help, and I asked for help on 3 stages today.
Okay.
It was rough, dude.
Yeah, did it pay off for the ones you asked for help?
Yeah, it did, but it picked me up one target.
Right.
But sometimes that's what it takes. What are you shooting?
So the guys at AI, Rhett and Richie Walters, they let me borrow an ATX prototype.
Really?
And it's been slick, man. And I probably have to credit a few of my stages to that gun. It's got a Night Force on top of it, 4-20, and it's pretty sweet.
Really?
Yeah. I had way more street cred than I should have because I showed up with an F1 car. And
dude, if you're shooting an F1 car out here, you're in good company. Because there are some sweet rigs.
There are some sweet rigs. I mean, I would have shown up. I was planning on showing up with my 16-inch AR because that's the nicest gun I had and the one that I was more familiar with.
Really?
And I probably would have been way outgunned on the 600 plus. But for some of the closer in stuff,
you'd have been money.
Yeah, just ring and steel.
Yeah, and so one thing, it's so unique because Eric he is shooting totally different, opposite of me. So what stage did you start on?
I started on 10, so I got lucky with my squad because these old boys figured it out. Rod and I'm forgetting his brother's name, but they figured it out to where you start the first day and then you just drive out of the range because you finish on the last stage.
Really?
And as soon as he said that, it's like, you're my squad. You guys are reading through the matrix on this.
See, I thought I was good going with squad 1 because then I don't have to walk the hill that we initially start out on twice tomorrow.
Right, so then I get to do the long walk, 1 through 9, while it's cool.
Dude, your guys got it figured out. I need to talk to them. Yep. But I don't know what you're thinking about. So what are your thoughts on What's the most difficult thing you've approached so far, and how much did you practice?
When I got that rifle, I got it about 2 weeks ago, and I probably got 3 hours behind that gun, just making sure that the loads were right, the dope was right. I got a Kestrel, so I was able to plug all that in and get my dope straight out. And that was a huge help. I made up an arm board. I had out to 1250 on my arm. And then I left an open spot, which I'm really glad I did for writing the
targets.
Notes. So I had the marker, I had how many positions, how many targets, and then I was able to do a list of the targets I was looking for.
All right. So, because I want to kind of get into gear and the gear manipulation, because it all centers around the pack and how you pack your shit in.
Right.
Because that is everything. And being able to maneuver around your pack and your equipment will set you up for how well you're going to do in the stages. Sure. I think.
Yeah, being able to first develop a system, right? So with NRL, you have to approach the target with everything slung and controlled, right? So you have to have your pack on your back. Yeah. You have to have your rifle, your bipod,
and your tripod.
And bipod's included, but the tripod, you have your chest rig with your binos, your Ranger, your Kestrel, all that. So you need to develop a system on how, and your bag, like a game changer, which is a game changer. I didn't have that, and I wish I did. But
really?
I had a small, Cabela's backrest. So I had something, but seeing how those guys are manipulating a game changer and being able to, squeeze it and get your elevation changes is huge. But having those things readily accessible so that you can get to that stage and immediately go to work and not fight your gear was huge.
Yeah, I'm noticing that, and I talk about I do talk about Kifaru packs, relentlessly on this podcast. And this isn't blowing smoke up his butt because he's with Kifaru, but ever since right before my Alaska hunt, 3 years ago. Man, it's already been 3 years. That's all I kind of use, and it's the modularity and adaptability of the packs that I kind of find most interesting. And we're going to talk about a new one here in a second. We're not going to get to it quite yet because that's what we're both using. And he has his setup a little bit different than I do. But the modularity of packs that I'm seeing out there, I haven't seen anything like
it's all over
the Kifaru, right? It's everywhere. It's everything from Tenzing to, a Beretta pack that I've seen. It's, name any pack company that you want. They're all out there.
USGI, standard issue stuff.
Yep.
Which was great. Really with the gear, and my mindset is I want to get as many people into the woods having fun as possible. The gear is the part that makes that easier. Yeah. For dudes that have a couple of weeks a year that they can get out and hunt, I want that to be the known factor that they don't need to worry about, right? Yeah. And then if they are lucky enough to harvest, they can come back down and they don't have, nerve damage, or, they can get it all done. And it just works.
Yeah. So what's the most difficult thing you dealt with today?
Prepping my gear so that when the stage started, I was good to go. Like having the tripod extended enough that I'm not messing with the knobs to get the legs at the right length.
I didn't even think about that.
It hit me about 3 stages in that I was compacting everything down because I got a triple pole really right stuff. Yeah. And I just extended that first so that I was ready to pop out and then start glassing straight away.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. Well, now I've learned something. Oh my gosh, that makes me so mad because I'm like, there's so many stages where I'm like, all right, rip the tripod out. I'm like, okay, now extending legs, and I'm running a 2VETS inverted tripod. So, but man, okay.
Now, I was hanging up on a bunch of stuff. I had to duck walk under some stages because of low branches.
That's okay.
Or there's one at the very end where you shoot up on a cart with a second deck. And I was getting hung up on everything trying to get under there. And I didn't even use my tripod at all on that stage because I just went straight to the ground.
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, and there's easy places to glass because they had a rail up there.
Yeah.
So
it's a unique way to, like, there's no better proving grounds for gear than to use it on a match like this. And that's where I'm going to leave you guys right here. I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to hear a word from our sponsors real quick, but we're going to talk about the Kifaru Scabbard that we're both running, and why running something like this makes sense for your next hunt.
Precision and performance. When accuracy is everything, you need the Voodoo X line of scopes from EOTECH. Designed for hunters and shooters who demand the very best, the Voodoo X scopes deliver unparalleled clarity, edge-to-edge precision, and rugged durability. With features like second focal plane reticles, precision turrets, every shot is a confident one. Whether you're in the field or at the range, trust the Voodoo X line of scopes to elevate your game. EOTECH. Voodoo X. Experience the edge. Experience the X factor. Visit eotechinc.com. Reliability in the field with the R95 and R92. When you're out in the wild, reliability is non-negotiable. That's why hunters trust Rossi firearms. With a heritage of over 130 years, Rossi's R95 and R92 lever-action rifles are crafted with precision, durability, and unmatched performance. Whether you need a robust power of the R95 or the classic design of the R92, Rossi has the perfect rifle for every hunter. Experience the reliability and accuracy of Rossi's R95 and R92 lever-action rifles. Bring to every hunt. Visit RossiUSA.com and gear up for your next adventure. Unmatched precision with the Ruger American Gen 2. In the heart of the wilderness, precision matters. Ruger introduces the American Gen 2 rifle. Designed for hunters who demand excellence, the Ruger American Gen 2 offers enhanced accuracy, smooth bolt action, and durable design. It's the perfect companion for any hunting expedition, providing reliable performance every time you pull the trigger. Trust the Ruger American Gen 2 to deliver when it counts. Visit Ruger.com to learn more and find your next hunting rifle. What a hit. When it comes to hunting, your trigger is everything. Timney Triggers introduces the Remington 700 Hit Trigger, designed for those serious shooters. The Remington 700 Hit Trigger offers adjustable pull weight, ensuring you get the perfect customized feel you deserve. It's built for precision and reliability, so you can trust your every shot. Timney Triggers has many triggers for hunting for a bunch of different rifles out there. Discover the Remington 700 Hit and transform your hunting experience. Visit timneytriggers.com to explore all they got. It's time to prepare for the shot of a lifetime. Whether you're a seasoned hunter or new to the sport, preparation is key. I preach it all the time. At Range Ready Studios, we offer the training you need to make that shot of a lifetime. Chris Serino is on staff, and he has a host of instructors on hand to provide personalized trainings in state-of-the-art facilities and practical exercises that build your confidence and skills. From precision marksmanship to quick target acquisition, we've got you covered. Don't leave your success to chance. Visit rangereadystudios.com to learn more.
All right, we're back with Eric, and we're continuing on the conversation about gear manipulation and gear. Really, we're going to dive into packs, because this is something that if you're going to do an NRL hunter, man, you probably already got your gun squared away, you got everything squared away, but now it's kind of going to the gear side, like as far as like what pack you're selecting. And I'm going to tell you right now, what I'm running right now is this is the new one, and I apologize, it was much prettier before I started. Yeah. But it was dusty out there. I mean, it's dirty. I've got my ammo in my Sherman pocket here, but I'm not gonna lie, you guys have made this pack super easy.
Cool.
And I don't know, I mean, that's kind of the idea around all Kifaru packs, because they're just so dang easy to run, and they're so modular between everything you guys offer, no matter if it's, you know, I guess you would call them, I guess your legacy packs and all your legacy products that you've had in the lineup for a while, they all fit on this,
right?
Which is so freaking cool. So real quick, explain Kifaru, explain the Scabbard.
Right. So Kifaru's been running since 1997. Patrick Smith and his family started that after they left Mountain Smith, and he just really wanted to focus on quality American-made gear for hunting. That he was kind of dissatisfied with a lot of the stuff that he was using. He was he was a cross-country ski instructor in Keystone, and he spends more time outdoors than he does indoors.
No kidding.
And I'm pretty sure
that's the guy you want designing your gear.
Exactly. And then Aaron came into the fold a little bit before I did, and then I came in about 2013.
Okay.
But really, the idea is that all of our platforms are as modular as possible. We want to give hunters the ability to tailor the gear to the hunt that they're going on, and making sure that the gear does what it needs to do, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I've got pouches on here. I've got medium pouches. I've got a large pouch up here that houses all my ammo right here. I've got a Sherman pocket. It kind of handles like all my hydration, all my camera equipment. And I think that's one of the coolest things about your packs is because I've been running a 44 mag, I've been running a Bedlam, all in the duplex frame. And now I'm running an arc frame with this. And explain the arc frame, because this one, it's a world of difference.
Yeah, so because we make everything here in the States, we were going through home sewers, we have in-house sewers. For a long time, we had to make things that were fairly straightforward so that one person with a limited amount of machines can make it. Right? We would bar tack everything up and make what I call the Lego kit, where all the webbing, the buckles, all of that's in place, and then they finish everything out at home. And because of that, we were kind of limited about the processes that we could use. And this last year, we decided to kind of step up to new materials, new processes that we haven't tried before. So our thermoformed carbon frame was kind of our big step into that. And we've been bringing in a lot of machines in-house. We have a CNC fabric cutter now. We've got a laser cutter. We're about to get our automated sewing machines online, which can do repeated patterns and processes. But we're kind of embracing, technology in the future and better manufacturing skills to make our products higher quality.
I mean, it's a testament to Kifaru, and like you look at the pull tags and the closures of all the systems, whether it's like the zippered pockets and everything, like they just seem to be a step above.
Well, a lot of our customers, they need military quality gear, right? And mil spec gear, always like anybody who's bought some mil spec gear, some mil spec parts know that goes to often the lowest bidder, right?
It does.
But
absolutely, we
know that those guys can't have any failures in the field. So all of our stuff is Berry compliant. We use the best quality parts that we can, because we still warranty our gear, right? And if we all do our jobs right, I tell the people that packs and gear should be handed down like old hunting rifles, right?
I love that, dude.
It shouldn't.
That's crazy.
It shouldn't end up in a dumpster.
Right.
Planned obsolescence, which is really big in the product design community because they want those return purchases. I want somebody to return for a purchase because either they use the heck out of it and it got nuked and it has dozens of hunts on it, or they gave it to somebody.
Here's the problem that I find with what Kifaru does is that, and I think everybody out there knows, is when I like bring in a new pack, it's like there's a reason why I keep going back to a company. It's probably because I'm like, well, crap. Why didn't they launch the Bedlam before they launched the 44 mag? Like it just kind of keeps getting a little bit better each time. And the Scabbard for me, like in an NRL hunter match, what I noticed was like I didn't Scabbard my rifle an extreme amount because like a lot of our stages are real short. Like it's like you're walking like
50 feet over there.
Right. So you're not going to Scabbard it. But like some of the stages you were on today, they seem to be there's a little bit more space in. So not having to hold this arm up and hold you, because you got to keep your rifle up or down. Like it's always in like a safe position in a Scabbard. And that's what I love about it is because you can, I mean, it's all on your hips because the arc frame works, your packs work on a myriad of different body types because you and I are way different. He's like 6'5",
6'4",
Damn, I was close.
Yeah,
I was
very
close on that. And I'm like 6 foot. Like, so, like, and it works anywhere on either sides of those spectrums. But what I noticed today was when I needed to scabbard that thing, it's easy in and out.
Right.
Because nothing's catching. And I don't know what, because when I set this pack up, I did not watch a video that our buddy Mike shared with me. I did not watch a video because for me to use a product, I want to know how to, like, I want to just be able to use it.
Right.
And I found that on across the board with Kifaru.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. That's a big goal of the product designer, is that it should be fairly intuitive. You know, if you have to get out the IKEA manual and read between the lines, then something went off the rails in the development process, and we didn't address that soon enough. So, the Scabbard from our in-house side and from our sewing side, it has a lot more parts, and putting it all together, it's got the tunnel, the frame, the muzzle cone. Getting all of that together, takes some time, but with the right samples and training, our crew is getting very good at it. But I want to get to the end user to the point where they can start taking it apart, and then it goes back without them having to call customer service. It's like, what happened?
Well, I don't think that's not the case with this, because like it's a very simplistic design with a lot of innovation within it. And I think that's what's cool about it, because the scabbard portion is adjustable, which is really easy. You take out two sleeves, and then you're extending or you're shortening it depending on your rifle length,
right?
Which is extremely easy. But one thing is that you guys did a heat shield down there, and my suppressor cover came off during a match.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So I went back to my room. I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I went back to my room going, that gun heated up a little bit during a stage, because two or three other stages, like I shot a few more rounds than I probably should have. like the full 8 rounds type of deal, like on a couple stages. And so I went in there and I threw my arm in there, and I'm like examining the pack to make sure like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Dude, there was no like little burn marks, no little singes, no, like, it is as clean as it was when the day it came in.
Yeah, we already had some good material around that for our teepees. We use a silicone coated fiberglass for the stove jack.
Oh, really?
So I had some stuff on hand, and I knew that suppressors. And, I mean, we're only shooting at 8. A possibility of 8 rounds at each one of these stages, but you get enough of those stacked up, you could start getting a pretty hot suppressor in there.
You will, and like PRS matches or whatever it is. And I think this pack would. My plan is to run this pack at like the Gap Grind and some other PRS matches,
right?
Because those are very walk heavy. You're walking in between stages and everything. But how this transitions into your everyday hunting lifestyle, and I think that's what Kifaru is filling in the blanks of, like, packs that fit a niche.
Right.
Like there's not one pack that I could go, okay, you're gonna be a 44 mag, and that's the only pack from Kifaru you need. That's not necessarily true, because I see the uses of this pack through a myriad of hunts that I do.
Right.
Like,
well, even if you do need the 44 mag and the Scabbard, have you taken it apart yet?
yes.
Okay.
I have.
Yeah, so if you open this up, I wanted to make sure that a lot of the gear that our customers already have is compatible. And I made this frame sheet to mimic
It's ridiculous.
the top of our duplex frame sheet. So you could piggyback any one of our duplex bags on the back of it and then run this in the middle. So on my rig, I have a Manimal that we co-designed with Levi Morgan this last year as a whitetail pack. I have that hanging out on the back. And then I've just got, a top pocket up there. I've got some belt pouches on the back. I was able to use the water ball pockets on either side, one for the water ball, and then I had my tripod stuck in the other one. But
it's crazy that you could put a 44 mag in this.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about days in the backcountry. Like,
right.
A good amount of days.
Yeah.
And being able to pack something out.
With your rifle on your hips.
That's ridiculous.
So
I mean, that's what Kifaru is really good at, though, is the modularity, and we've talked about that. But this is not a knit. I don't want to say it's a niche pack because I don't want to exclude anybody from something like that is a Scabbard pack would really work for.
Right. I keep going back and forth on whether it's an accessory or a pack.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not it can kind of bridge the gap in between either side of that. I think it's a good piece of kit to have in your arsenal. So if you find yourself going on a very specialized hunt, or if you needed to carry a second gun for some reason, you know, if you're guiding and you need to have full control of the firearm and you're packing out all your customers' meat.
That's good. Man. See, I didn't think about that because how I think of it is, you know, the Bedlam has been such a big player for me for the past year because I'm hauling in all my kids' crap.
Right.
Like
you're the pickup truck.
I am the pickup truck, 100%. But now I'm kind of looking at it as like this Scabbard. I can get all their snacks in a Sherman pocket. Like I can get their snacks and their drinks and the stuff in the Sherman pocket. Extra rounds in the large pouch, and then the gun, because I try to run and gun as much as I can with them, but they got to have their snacks, and so like this is ideal for me right now.
You got to keep the bosses happy, right?
Oh gosh, yeah. Dude, they're a mess, man. I'm telling you what, like the crap that they ask for to go on a hunt, and I'm like, why do you need that?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just it's constant anymore.
Are we any different though? We've got the little things that we bring in, right?
Dude, I will tell you this much: I will bring in the one thing that I really need is I need a tripod.
Yeah.
I need a gun, ammo, peanut butter M&Ms.
Peanut butter M&Ms.
Dude, it's a good luck thing. I don't know why it is what it is, but that's my one like thing that I've got to have.
See. And I like my Al Capone stogies for around the campfire.
Really?
Yeah, they're great.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what's Kifaru up to next?
Oh, man, that's a good question. We're starting to work with a lot of our friends on some collaborations. We're coming up with some pretty cool stuff coming up here. There are a few events, national events, that we're hoping to collaborate with very soon.
Just everywhere.
Just everywhere.
Dude, that's what
we're
they
gonna
do.
take over the world.
I know. Well, you've got a good start on it, and they're based here in the United States. They're based in Wyoming. A phenomenal company. Where do they find out more?
Kifaru.net. We have YouTube, Instagram. We're on all the social platforms. We're doing pack dumps, hunts. Isaac's with me today. He's filming the shenanigans that we got into.
They just constantly happen on a match like this.
Yeah. No, we were looking over the western town, and I'm trying to get Isaac to name the video "The Good, the Bad, and the Fugly," but
that'd be a good one.
We'll see.
He needs to do something like that, but, man. Eric, thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah,
like it's an easy deal. Look, like if you're asking yourself, like, why am I tuning in this video? Look, a lot of different options. And pack selection to me is crucial for a hunt.
Yeah, I'm a big believer that gear should blend into the background. If it's done well, you should be able to focus on the things that you're getting out there to do, and it should make it easier. And if it's done well, you shouldn't notice that. You know, for better or worse, it's something you notice.
You are a creature out of my own heart, because that's what I've been like preaching the last like 2 months constantly. If I don't have to think about your gear, that means it works.
It's done well.
Yeah.
And I'm a big proponent of trying to make sure that we never lose sight of that. You know, with customer service and shipping, and you know, I tell everybody, make sure when you're looking over our gear, you're looking at it with the eye that you paid your hard-earned money, because as it shows up, people are going to open that box, and I hope that the excitement that they had in putting that order in continues through as they use it.
They use it. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, Gun Talk hunters, you know the drill. Keep those muzzles pointed in a safe direction and always be on the hunt.